It's been a while since I went live. So again, my name is Uche Maple, and I'm trying to still get organized here. So is everyone coming in? I am a leadership and business strategist, and what that simply means is that I help leaders and small business owners develop their strategic plans and goals that they have for themselves. And I look at your business overall to see where the misalignment is, to ensure that just to make sure that everything is working and that you're meeting your goals. And if you're not meeting it, I go in and figure out how to help you do that. So come on, like, share, comment, please share, tag 5 people in here that will be able to be receive this. What I'm going to talk about is how I was able to make 4 figures in just simply 3 weeks. So definitely come on in, bring people in. This is good and great information. Tag people in, okay? Tag people in. First and foremost, how's everyone doing on this Sunday? It's been a beautiful day up here where I am on simply the East Coast. We got a lot of things going on. It's a great Sunday. It's cold, but it's pretty good. Yep. All right, come on in. Make sure you tag people to come in, share. So they're coming in today. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Uche Maple. I am a leadership and business strategist. And what that simply means is that I help you meet your goals that you have for the year. And if you're having any type of difficulties in your business, I'm the person that comes in. I take a look at what's going on. I take a look at your goals. I take a look at your operations. I take a look at how you're doing, from a business standpoint, and we take a look at all that. And I help you get back in alignment with what you're trying to get. So, one of the biggest things that we talk about all the time is how do we start our business? How do we grow our business, right? Any questions that you have, everyone, make sure you put it in the comments. Ask away any type of business questions. One of the biggest reasons why most people start their business is really for freedom. Hey, Tina, good morning. How are you? Put your questions in there if you want to know, like I talked about before. Tag people, come on in, tag them, because this stuff is juicy. This stuff is delicious. And these are the things that we want to talk about, but we never get a chance to talk about because no one wants to talk about it, okay? Make sure you tag people. What I'm going to be talking about is, how I was able to make 4 figures in 3 weeks and bring people in here. So what I'm going to talk about up front is, one of the reasons why people start businesses is really to have their freedom. I see you, sis. Is to have freedom from 9 to 5, freedom from being able to determine their schedule that is best for them, freedom to make as much money as you want. One of the biggest things that we never think about when we're working a 9 to 5 is the freedom to make the money that we want. Because, we are making good money, or maybe we're not. If we're not, that's a different subject. DM me if you're not making the money you need to make, and we'll talk about that a different way. But what we're talking about now is the constraint that when you're working for someone else, there is a limit and a ceiling on what you're able to make. Yes? And when you work for yourself, you get to determine how much money you want to make. All right, so when we were growing up, how many of you sold things? I don't care if it was Girl Scout cookies, lollipop, blow pops, chips, popsicles. I remember selling blow pops, 25 cents. And I remember every week, this is when I was younger, when I was in elementary school, I wanted to have like maybe $2 or $3 so that I can buy things at church. Because after church service, they always had snacks you can buy, and I wanted to make sure I had money to buy it. And I would say, I remember I was like asking my mom would go get $1 worth of blow pops. And I think it was like 8 for $1 then. Listen, guys, I'm not that old, but I'm old enough. And I would calculate, okay, I need to sell this many by this time every day so that I can have enough money to buy snacks after church on Sunday. And your business is like that. All of us are born with some type of entrepreneur spirit, business gift where we did some type of selling growing up. I don't care if you went to a family reunion and people wanted you to dance and you're like, I'll dance if you give me $5. You were giving them something of value that they were willing to pay for. Yes. So that's the first thing. When you are starting your business is you have to know that people will pay you to give them something of value, and they'll pay for it. It doesn't matter how much it is. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as the market that you are tailoring to has value, what you offering them brings value, they'll pay for it. Yes? Yes, that makes sense? All right. So for some reason, we forgot what it meant to be an entrepreneur because we used to sell all the time. I don't care if you sold tickets, you sold food, or you sold stuff where you needed people to get buy-in. We did that, and we all have the capability to be an entrepreneur, to have a small business and to sell whatever it is we're doing, right? So in order to start just by having a small business, the first thing is you need to understand the intention. What is it? Why do you want to do this? Is it to leave your 9 to 5? Or is it to while you're working your 9 to 5, you want to make sure you have enough money to pay for your kids' college and tuition? Or is it that you want to make sure that you invest in other things? But when you're starting your business, you want to make sure you understand the intention behind it. Why am I doing this? Because the reason why you're doing is what's going to sustain you. And that's what you want to get information on. That's what you're going to go find, coaches. You're going to go to conferences. You're going to be buying going to these webinars, these workshops, these master classes because of that. Yes. So first thing is you want to make sure you understand, number one, find what your intention is. Come on in, because this is how I was able to make 4 figures in 3 weeks. Is because I knew the intention. I understood what I wanted. Real talk. That's just what it is. I'm being honest with you. I understood what I wanted to do, and we made it happen. Okay? We made it happen. All right. The second thing is when you are starting a small business when you're trying to grow it is, what is the idea that you have? A lot of us have billion-dollar ideas, but we are too afraid to implement it. We are too afraid to move on it. We are worried about what someone else is going to say. So, true story. When I first started my consulting business in 2019, hey, curly executive, I miss you. Long time no see. That was my coach last year. She's amazing marketing coach. But when I was starting my business in 2019, I'll never forget this. I was so excited, and I remember telling someone, I was like, listen, I'm starting my consulting business, leadership consulting business. And they were like, great, but make sure you know what you're talking about, because you don't want to feel like a phony. You don't want people to think that you are a phony. And I was like, really? Last thing I would have thought of. But guess what? That planted a seed. How many of you right now know what I'm talking about? Type in a yes in comments that you had an amazing idea and you were ready and you knew that you were capable and confident and you had no source of confusion, and someone dropped a seed in there and it made you halt, and you were like, okay, wait a minute. If you know what I'm talking about right now, I want to make sure I'm not alone. Put a yes in the comments. Well, here's the reality, and this is what I'm realizing more and more. We have to surround ourselves around people who are going to not uplift us, but propel us. We're going to have to surround ourselves around people who are looking to gain the same thing, the same way, in a way, on what we're trying to achieve. Yes? We have to surround ourselves around people, not only who are at our level, but above us, so that we can learn what they need to learn. There's a quote in the Bible when Jesus was in a city and that woman came to him and she was like, please help me. And he's like, listen, I'm here to serve this group of people. And her comment was, a dog also eats scraps from their master. Yes. And what that simply means that when you are hanging around gurus, when you're hanging around experts, the crumbs that they are dropping, the seeds that they are dropping is our opportunity to take that and run with it, right? And implement it. So what I'm saying to you today is do not allow the naysayers to stop you from moving and achieving and obtaining where you're trying to go. Because the higher you go, new levels, new devils, you're going to meet people. And a lot of us that's on here right now, because I know a lot of us, we have an education, we have degrees, right? And we're working in corporate spaces. And we should know this. However, there are people who are there to drag us down and to stop us in the tracks because they're putting their insecurities on us. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, everybody. Type in yes, yes. Also, if you have questions, put it in the comments field. Put it in the comments field. All right. So the third thing, again, stay in here because listen, you're going to learn how I was able to make 4 figures in 3 weeks. You're going to learn how I was able to make 4 figures in 3 weeks. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is real. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay. First thing I said was the intention on why you're starting your business. The second thing is making sure that you have a supportive system around you because people are going to come in with your idea, right? Make sure you have an amazing idea, but make sure you have a support system around you. And the third thing that you want to make sure that you have is the third thing you want to make sure you have is that you have your infrastructure set up, right? You want to make sure that you know what it is that you are trying to solve. So what I'm simply saying is, what products do you have that can solve the idea that you've created, right? So we know that there are a lot of things. So for example, how many of you guys have had ideas? One idea I think I had when I was early years ago, and don't steal my idea, but my idea was to create a refrigerator that had an automated system from the freezer that when you press a button, like if I'm coming from home and I press a button, it's able to take the meat from the freezer and put it into a defrost dispenser. So I'm thinking like a mother. When I come home, I want to make sure the food is defrosted because I want to have to tell my kids what to do. And then they forget. I can already automatic, if it comes out from the chute and it's there waiting for me. Yes? Yes. So the problem that I identified was, as working women, we don't have time. We don't have time to wait for meat or to wait for certain things to defrost. And what's the solution was the automatic meat dispensary. That's what it was, right? Had an idea, had a concept, had a problem. Because back then, when I had this idea, which was the early 2000s, a lot of us who were Gen Xers, we were working, right? We were known as the latchkey kids. We didn't need a lot of people to tell us what to do. So as a result of that, we didn't depend on a lot of people. And it's one of those, not dependent on people, is to create systems set up for us to be successful. Yes? If you can understand what I'm saying, put a yes, yes in comment. So you want to make sure that you have something that's sellable and that's valuable and that your target audience is willing to pay for. Don't allow costs to stop you from moving. Don't allow what the naysayers to stop you from moving. And more importantly, don't allow you to stop you from moving. Because if there's no enemy outside, the enemy within. If there's no enemy inside, the enemy outside can do us no harm. I want to repeat that because I messed it up the first time. If there is no enemy inside, the enemy outside can do us no harm. Yes? All right. So let me tell you. So those are the 3 things. And just to let you know, at the end of this month, if you go into my link in my bio, I'm having a 3-day challenge. Yep, it's going to be a 3-day challenge on how to start and grow your business. Make sure you come. Make sure you sign up. There are going to be a lot of great things happening. And then also, too, if you're like, hey, Uche, I want to learn. I already know how to do this. And I want to learn how I can pitch to my clients. What is it that I can say to them to get them to buy from me? We now have a way for you to purchase. You can do that as well. Go on there, sign up, and make sure you click. I want to learn how to pitch to my clients, and we'll be doing that after the challenge. Listen, it's such a great, it's going to be an amazing 3 days. So years ago, my spouse has always been in cars. Always loved cars. And years ago, he was looking at opening a car wash and had a business plan and everything. And for whatever reason, it didn't work out. And then, years later, we were looking at owning lots where we were going to sell cars. And, that really didn't pan out. And just recently, let me just say this. It's been only 4 weeks since we started this business. 4 weeks. And we're looking to project close to 5 figures. 4 weeks. 5 figures probably within the next 3 months. And when we plan accordingly, which is what we're doing now, we're strategizing how we can bring in 6 figures. This is real. So we've only started this business within the last 4 weeks. And I'm not afraid to say we've started a rental car agency. That's what we've done. And which is, and the reason I want to bring this up is because we were able to marry something, an entity, which is automobiles, what my spouse is very passionate about, and to be able to find a target audience, right? So if you guys follow Dave Ramsey, who is awesome, who's amazing, he recently put a post out a couple of weeks ago saying, don't buy cars right now because they're too expensive. And that is actually true if you're a consumer. If you are a consumer where you're consuming cars, that is true. But for us, who is a rental agency, that's great news for us. You see what I'm saying? You understand this, the supply and demand, and where you can fit into that market space? Yes? As a result of someone like that who is influential tweeting that, which is great advice for the consumer. But for us, our role in our rental agency is to provide a way for people who cannot afford cars to still be able to get around so that they can still have the quality of life that they want to live. Yes, you see the problem? Automobiles prices are rising and people don't have the money to afford them. We saw that, and the reason why we started is because we want to make sure we can have affordable automobiles for people. We want to make sure, and you know why I'm so passionate about that? Because my mother is a mother of 7. And one of the problems that we had growing up was people would take advantage of her. She would buy cars that we had no idea we should not have been purchasing, and they were lemons, and then they would break on us, and she would buy another one. And as a person who's very passionate about helping people who are underserved, who don't make enough money, and making sure that we provide quality automobiles for them, quality rental service for them, this is one of the reasons why it was such a perfect match. My husband loved automobiles, my spouse, and my passion of providing quality service to people who can't afford to buy automobiles right now. And because we did that, right, we were able to position ourselves where we now provide rental cars for people at an affordable price, quality vehicles, where you can still maintain your life, your quality of life that you want to live. And you're doing it at a reasonable price. Yes? So within 3 weeks, we were ready to make 4 figures. 4 figures. We was able to do it. Come on, like, share, comment on this. Let me know what your thoughts are. This is good. And we just started. It's only been 3 weeks as of last week. And what we're doing now, we're looking at mapping our trajectories of what is going to be in 3 months, in 6 months, and then towards the end of the year. Yes? Yes? Another example. So, found a problem, right? Had an interest. What's the interest here? Found a problem and then provided a solution. Yes? Okay. Second thing is at the end of 2020, this is when everything was going crazy, right? The African-American, especially African-American women, we were frustrated. We were tired. It was hard for us to continue. Everything that could have happened to us, right? And the burden was there. But one of the most pivotal things was us beginning to recognize even more now than ever, more now than then, probably now as well, is our worth in the corporate space. Yes, in the corporate space, right? We know that African American women earn 68 cents on the dollar compared to white males on the $1 bill, right? We know that. And after COVID, everything just started going downhill. You start seeing a lot of African American women leaving the workforce, starting their own business, taking sabbaticals, leaving, quitting. It was a lot. But one of the pivotal things that came out, the problem was the wage gap. Was also the position gap, not being in senior level positions. And that's where I was able to start my consulting business, where my job was targeting towards African American women who felt not seen, who felt undervalued, who was overwhelmed, overqualified, and not getting paid enough money. And they needed someone to help them identify how they can position themselves or get what they deserve in the workplace. Listen, I'm very passionate about that because I'm a Black woman. And I know what it means when you are coming into an office, into a room, and people are looking at you like you don't belong there. Or they're asking you questions when you're talking. How did you learn that? Yes. How many of us can't relate to that? Yes, Tina says, find the demand, become the supplier. Yes. And I'm going to add on there, equals what you're passionate about. Because people have started business on things that they were just trying to find the money and it wasn't sustainable. Find something that you're passionate about. So as a result of that, I was on a tool where I was speaking and providing a lot of great information, and someone saw it, and I had put a post up that I was now enrolling people into my program, and I only spoke for maybe 3 minutes, and she enrolled, and that was $7,000. So 3 minutes equals $7,000. When you're providing value to the marketplace where there's a gap, your services are valued and people need you. Yes? So I gave you 2 examples. One where I was able to make $7,000 in 3 minutes, and the other where I was able, in this new business venture that me and my spouse are embarking on, make 4 figures in 3 weeks. Join the 3-day Start and Grow your business challenge. It is in the link. It is in the bio. If you are tired and ready to move, if you need someone, I'm also known as the push coach. Listen, as a former athlete where I ran track all the time, was in sports, I was in the band. If anybody knows who was in the band, that's a sport as well, because you got to be in shape to be in it. My default state is to push and persevere through. And if you need that, and I know you need that because you're sick and tired and you're stuck, you want to be able to have more cash in your bank account when you look at it. I know you want to have more retirement in your account so that when you feel like you want to quit at any point, you can. I know you want to have the freedom to not work to make the money to travel, but that while you're traveling, the money is already making it. Every time you go into your account, you're looking at it, right? Who's tired of saving to go on a trip? You want to be on a trip while you're making money. You want to be on a trip while you're calling your broker. You want to be on a trip while you're like, oh my gosh, your team is calling you back saying, hey, we have met and exceeded what our financial goals are. That's what you want. Yes? It is time that we start shifting our mindset, shifting our beliefs, and shifting who we are around. If you are ready to move into the next level of yourself, if you are ready to up-level your business, up-level your internal self, up-level who you are with, up-level your conversation, up-level your wisdom, join the 3-day Start and Grow Your Business Challenge. I cannot stress that enough. Yes? All right? All right, everyone. Again, this is Uche Maple, the leadership and business strategist. I help you strategize your business needs so that you can meet your targeted goals at the end of the year. or every quarter or every month. And I also help you look at your current business structure and identify gaps so that I can provide solutions so that you can not only survive, but you are now thriving. If you are ready to thrive in your business, join the challenge. Look at my link, click on it, join today. It's free. It is valued at $500, but since this is Financial Literacy Month, it's absolutely free. And if you know anyone who could benefit this, please share. Please share it. Comment below how beneficial this was for you, and like as well. All right, everyone, have an amazing Sunday and talk to you later. Bye.